Okay, the dog's just getting excited. This is Barkley, I'm not here to play. Not today. In a minute. Okay, what I actually wanted to talk about was plastic and also witching on a budget. So, obviously we do have some concerns worldwide about plastic, especially plastic getting into the sea. Now, I didn't actually realise this until not that long ago, so I'm just looking at... Look at him. Oh. Is he alive? Oh, must be. Right, okay. Didn't realise just how much plastic I reused. So you can buy these expensive propagators, or when you're planting seeds. Most of this is to do with gardening, I must admit. Okay, so you can buy really these expensive plastic propagators, or you can reuse old seed trays or other things, I'll get to that in a minute, and clear plastic bags or cling film. But clear plastic bags is good because you're reusing something that's, you know, otherwise going to be thrown away and cause problems. So clear plastic bags, reuse them. I think I had a dress come in this one, and I've chopped it up and wrapped them around these little seed trays, which have been repurposed. Like I said, they have been used before. If you do reuse these little seed trays, clean them out properly, and if possible, don't reuse the soil, because obviously the seedlings take a lot of nutrients out of the soil, and some things that you grow won't be happy if they've already had something else that they don't like planted before it. So there we go. First things, these plastic, I actually have these are really old, these plastic lollipop sticks. But yes, reuse those as well to write on what seedlings you're growing. These are actually forget-me-nots. So go back round to here, tripping over the toy that the dog left there. This is Mr. Bluebun's. Okay, so going into my rather messy kitchen. This is mustard and cress. These two are both cress. But I reuse plastic containers. And the thing is, I realised that we do have a lot of plastic containers. So we really shouldn't be throwing them away. Even if they say they're compostable, you can put them in the compost bin. I have found they don't break down that well. So rinse them out. I'm not going to rinse this one out, it's had mushrooms in it. So, but obviously other things, rinse them out. Most of them don't have holes in the bottom. So if you want holes in the bottom, just stab holes. Don't hurt yourself when you do it. Some of them have lids. If they have got lids with labels on, scrape as much of the label off as you can. And yeah, there you go, your own little propagator, mini greenhouse that works really well. But right, another thing, lots of people reuse tea bags, which was fine back in the 50s and 60s, but certainly not in modern day age. If you want to get the benefits of, you use a tea bag and you want to have the benefits of tea leaves in your soil, and you want to compost them, you have to take them out of the tea bag, because modern day tea bags do not compost. They don't break down in the soil. So you'll get this plasticky film, which worms do not like. So there we go. So reuse your tea leaves, but not your tea bags. So I was just looking how much plastic we have. So my daughter is she's just been insured for the car, so hence the air plates. So chocolate, these are really good for seedlings because they have the lids. So really good propagators. So I shall be using these when my Beth has been finished with them. But if I open up just my fridge, what have we got here? Tomatoes in a plastic. These are really good margarine pots and yogurt pots for planting on seedlings, cream pots, that sort of thing. Look at this, falafels in a plastic tray. Grapes, more falafels, all in plastic trays. Ham in plastic trays. I think there's looks like chicken and mushroom slices back there in a plastic tray. Now these are really good for sowing seeds in because you've got these little separate compartments. So that's really good. And I even repurpose, this is when you sow belladonna, deadly nightshade, you have to soak the seeds in water in a fridge for 2 weeks. And that's really difficult. So I'm using this little glass jam jar, and you have to change the water every day. So this is an old pair of tights, put on a bit of elastic band around there. So all I can do every day is empty out the water. Don't take the tights off or anything. Empty out the water, fill it up again straight through the tights. Easy peasy. In 2 weeks time they'll be fine. Obviously jars we all reuse. Plastic bottles. Plastic bottles are brilliant for reusing. If you cut one of these in half when it's finished with, obviously, and then you can bury the top half with the smaller spout down into the ground. You can bury into the ground and water your plants that way. It gets the water right down into the plants, into the roots. And the bottom half you can reuse to put on things. Really, really useful for putting in small bits of mint and then placing them in your garden, because the mint won't go through the plastic bottle. So these big plastic bottles, definitely reuse these. These, cut them. If I take this out here for a second. If you have one of these milk trays, you cut it from here to here when you finish with it. So you cut it along the bottom and then you have a scoop. It works brilliantly as a scoop. Really good for shoveling up earth actually. But not only do you have a scoop, you can take the lid off, and when you scoop something up, you then can shake it into something. Useful tool. So there you go. Don't go buying these expensive funnels and everything else. Repurpose what you have. So there we go. That's my quickie little video, and I think I sound a bit preachy. That's not good, is it? But as you can see, I do repurpose a lot of my plastic, even here. These are really good. If you can get hold of these cardboard ones, you can plant, when you put your seedlings on, put them in there, plant that straight into the garden. That will compost down into the soil. Absolutely brilliant. And I stand it in one of these trays because they haven't got holes in the bottom, so it retains the moisture. So there we go. Oh, and this is a detergent box, and I use that for my compost material. My compost bins are bottom end of the garden, round the end there, underneath the lilac bush. They should be in the sun, but they do get sun in the mornings. So you save everything. Eggshells, vegetable peelings, anything that is a vegetable matter. Compost. If you haven't got a compost, if you haven't got a garden, ask around. There'll be someone nearby who would appreciate a bit of extra stuff in their compost, I can guarantee it. Or if you have a local allotment society, ask if they want your vegetable peelings and such like, because, or inner city farms are also good. They like to have potato peelings and turnip heads, that sort of thing, because they like to feed their pigs and such like on waste vegetable matter. So there we go. And obviously these, perfect size for growing on windowsills. So if you haven't even got a garden, you can still get your little seeds going. Like I said, this is just mustard and cress, because hubby likes cress and mustard seed. So there we go. That's it. I'm going to stop going on now, and I'm not even going to clean my windows, because when the builders come, they're going to replace my windows. So I'm not going to clean my windows. How lazy am I? So, and actually, it's a really, really bright, sunny day. And when I finish uploading this, I will show you the reluctant visitor we had in our house earlier. Thanks for watching, witchy people. And don't forget, reuse plastic, because, you know, not only is it good for the environment, but it's cheap. You'll save yourself tons of money. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.